Hi, my name is Camilla Boyd. I grew up as a dancer. Ever since I was 2, I started dance lessons. Throughout the years, I've done almost every type of common dance in the US. I've tapped and clogged in ballet, contemporary hip-hop, and jazz. I was also fortunate enough to have a dance teacher who taught me Scottish, Irish, Celtic, and Highland dancing. At age 5, I started to lose my hearing in my left ear. And since then, I've lost all hearing in that ear and partial hearing in my right ear. But even though I did lose that hearing, I still continue to dance. And recently, I have been learning ASL, which allows me to continue to dance in a new way that is unique among my circumstances. Okay. Growing up, culture and feeling a part of something is a very important aspect of an individual's life. Wanting to feel love and achieve a sense of belonging are natural, innate desires. Different types of cultures exist all over the world. Each nation has its own culture, and even subcultures within each nation are evident all around. Every person is born into one culture or another. This promotes their upbringing, their thoughts and actions, and especially the traditions of their everyday lives. In order for one to be fully immersed in a culture, they need to understand, one, that culture's history, their core beliefs, their values, and of course their dance. One subculture in the United States is located within the deaf community. In the deaf culture, a form of dance is essential in the everyday conversation between friends and loved ones. Deaf individuals dance in every sense of the word, through everyday communication. Sign language is beautiful and unique. Sign language flows with rich expression. Deaf individuals in America that use American Sign Language have different rules and categories, just like dance genres. In the deaf culture, the deaf use storytelling as a form of dancing. The words flow. They even use improvisation to create new, unknown signs that make their story unique. Storytelling can be creative and fictional, or be a dramatized recount of history. That is how they pass down tales of heroic deaf persons and struggles that each person has dealt with throughout their own lives. In ASL storytelling, there is a lot of twisting in the arms to convey information. The body parts being used are the arms and the head, including various facial expressions. The body parts being held are usually the legs and torso. The legs and torso don't move. The postural stance is neutral with legs slightly bent for comfortability and body part phrasing. The arms and hands are always working together, but they can vary depending on the sign from simultaneous, successive, to sequential. The arms and hands in comparison to the chest can spread and enclose, rise and sink. Sometimes the arms advance toward the audience and then retreat back to the body. Depending on what story the signer is telling, it can be fast or it can be slow. It can increase in tempo and then decrease. In ASL storytelling, there is lots of repetitive movement to convey certain important ideas. And for climaxes, there are pauses to give the audience time to digest what is going on. The stories can be tense, loose, fierce, vibratory, jagged, careless, hopeless, focused, clear, articulate, dreamlike, or even repetitive. Maybe several within one story. It is so unique to watch deaf people sign and especially watch them tell a story. So here's an example of ASL telling a story. That particular story was about a boy who was chewing bubble gum. His mom doesn't like him chewing gum, so he takes it out of his mouth and puts it on a chair. and then goes and catches up with his mom. There's a lot more to the story, but that I did not include. So here is a performance of phrase A and phrase D. Okay. So, massage therapy. UVU. Nieces. Heels. Waffles. Piano. Butter. Car. Family. And ASL. Phrase D incorporates those that are used in ASL storytelling. Repetition. And pause. Vibratory. Next, I'm going to talk about question 1 and question 2. I chose the question that pertains to the evaluation of dance in the cultural context by looking at the 6 forms of dance. So in the deaf community, storytelling fulfills 3 out of the 6 forms of dance. It is most associated with a vernacular dance form. Through storytelling, the signer exhibits exceptional contemporary values of the community. Through the rapid rate of change between signs, the signer shows his or her skills and speed. The more proficient and fast the signer is, the more he or she is valued and ranked. In most storytelling, the story has a rhythmic beat that is closely associated with each sequence of signs and movement. In various ASL stories, the meaning of it mimics or makes fun of other cultural groups, especially the hearing, and their styles and forms of life. Question 2 is describe the function and characteristics of personal dance forms in my personal life. The function of personal dance forms is to express the feelings, ideas, and beliefs of the dancer. The dancer is very selective and deliberate in their choice of movement. They express their personal congruence with themselves, contrary to universal belief. The dance is about the dancer. In my everyday life, I am experiencing personal dance forms at school, at basketball games when the music comes on and me and my roommates start jamming out. But especially I experience it in ASL, where I can converse with the deaf people and express my own individual ideas and thoughts through the movement. It is so unique to have an entire language based on movement. It is so fun and exciting to be able to get a workout every time I want to tell a story or simply talk to a friend. I would love to specifically incorporate personal dance forms in my life by being more open and express feelings through my movement in public. To not be shy and go crazy at sporting events and show my school spirit, and to not be scared to dance around with my friends. And of course, to really introduce myself and tell my story through my hands. The end.